Question 1. Which country has the shape of a boot? Answer: Italy. Which city is the capital of two countries at once? Answer: D. Brussels. Which is the coldest inhabited place on Earth? Oymyakon. Which is the only country that borders both the Atlantic and Indian Oceans? South Africa. Which desert is the driest non-polar desert in the world? Atacama. Which river flows backwards for part of the year? Answer: D. Congo. Which country has the most volcanoes in the world? Indonesia. Which continent is known as the frozen continent? Antarctica. What is the largest country in Africa by area? Algeria. Which ocean separates Africa and Australia? Indian. What is the largest city in the world by population? Tokyo. What is the only sea named after a country? Arabian Sea. Which country has the longest railway network? USA. The Bermuda Triangle lies between the US, Bermuda, and which other country? Puerto Rico. Which mountain range separates Europe and Asia? Urals. Which country is nicknamed the Emerald Isle? Ireland. Which city is known as the City of Love? Paris. What is the highest volcano in the world? Ojos del Salado. What country has the Great Victoria Desert? Australia. What is the smallest continent by land area? Australia. What is the capital of New Zealand? Wellington. Which river passes through the Grand Canyon? Colorado. Which country is home to Mount Fuji? Japan. Which European country has the most islands? Sweden. Question 25. What is the capital of South Korea? Seoul. Which city is the highest capital in the world? La Paz. What is the largest island in the Mediterranean Sea? Sicily. Which river forms the boundary between the USA and Mexico? Rio Grande. Which country is called the land of fire and ice? Iceland. Which country has a flag that is not rectangular? Nepal. Question 31. What is the capital city of Switzerland? Bern. Which US state is closest to Russia? Alaska. Which country is known as the Pearl of Africa? Uganda. Which mountain range runs along the border of France and Spain? Pyrenees. Which country has the capital city Rabat? Morocco. Which African country's flag has a weapon on it? Kenya. Which is the world's highest capital city by elevation? La Paz. Which country has the world's steepest lake? Russia. Question 39. Which river flows through Egypt? Nile. What is the official language of Brazil? Portuguese. Which country has the largest Muslim population? Indonesia. Which country has the city of Marrakesh? Morocco. Which US city is nicknamed the Windy City? Chicago. Which continent is home to the Amazon rainforest? South America. What is the capital of Bangladesh? Dhaka. Which ocean lies on the east coast of Africa? Indian. Which African country was never colonized? Ethiopia. Which country is famous for tulips and windmills? Netherlands. Which city is known as the Eternal City? Rome. Which mountain is also called Denali? Mount McKinley.